I'll show you how to use the average true range indicator on TradingView, otherwise known as ATR. So in your chart screen, come up to indicators here. You can just search for ATR or average true range. You can click it once and then it appears on the chart down at the bottom. You can change it to the top if you want, or down at the bottom, just like every other indicator. On the left-hand side, we can click settings here, and you can change the style if you want. So just change the color and the way that the line is actually given. You can change it into a histogram. It's the same data, right? So you can just choose exactly how you want to see it there. And we'll get onto the inputs in a second. But what exactly is the ATR? ATR stands for average true range. And that just means on the time period that you're looking at, what is the average range in the price over that specific time period? So I'm on the daily chart, I'm on the weekly chart actually here. Let's change to a daily chart. You'll see average true range changes as well, because now the chart is looking at daily. What is the average range of the price? Another way to say that is the volatility. So what is the volatility on any given time horizon? I'll just change to a bar chart as well, a candlestick chart. So each of these candles is 1 day in length. In that day, what is the average range in the price? Right, and that's just down here. So you can see, and on the right hand side, I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart here. So it's given to me in a dollar amount. So every unit of Bitcoin is traded in dollars. And so for right here, what it's telling me is on this day, this is actually a moving average. I'll get onto that in a second. But the average range, the average true range, is being calculated right now at around 4,000. Now, right today, it's 3,400. You can see on the right hand side. So what that's telling me is that on a daily basis, the average volatility in the price, what I can expect it to move either up or down, is around $3,000 to $4,000. We can change the calculation of average true range as well. So what average true range is actually doing is taking a moving average of the volatility in the asset over a length of 14 periods. Now I'm on the weekly chart here, so that means it's looking at 14 weeks. And if you change to a daily chart, then it will be taking 14 periods, which is 14 days. And so you're getting basically a moving average of the volatility, right? Because on any given day, it may move in a certain way. But what you really want is over, let's say, a 2-week time frame, which this is, what's the average it moves? And that is plotted on the ATR. Now, you can, of course, change this. So if I change to, I don't know, let's say 20 and press OK, what you should see is that the average true range may change a little bit. And if we go back to settings, we can change it around further. We can also choose some different smoothing factors as well. And this is, again, similar to moving averages, where you can take data and smooth it out in slightly different ways, giving more weight to more recent prices or just smoothing out in a simple way. So SMA, simple moving average, this is probably what most people will use. There's EMA, exponential moving average. You have WMA, which is weighted moving average, and then RMA, which is relative moving average. Most of these, so apart from the SMA, are going to weight the data and give a slightly bigger weight to more recent prices. Simple moving average is very simple. There's no weighting involved, right? You're just taking data over 14 days and giving each piece of data the same weight. It may give you slightly different outcomes for the ATR. Now, the other thing to do is look at the time frame of the calculation. So it defaults to chart. That means that if I'm on the weekly chart, the 14 length is 14 weeks. If I change to a daily chart here, that will default to the chart time frame as well, so that would be 14 days. However, what you can do is look at the ATR on a different time frame than the price chart. So let's say that I want to go to the weekly, like this, and then I can press OK. So the ATR is calculating 14 weeks, and that doesn't change. Now, what I can do is go to the price chart and change to a daily, and the ATR won't be changing here. So what the ATR is working out is the weekly average true range, the weekly volatility, but I'm now looking at a day chart for potentially trading over shorter time frames. So if you're day trading, for example, and you have a position open for maybe a week, a couple of weeks, you can actually say to yourself, I'm going to open this position, and I know that within a week, the average true range is about 10,000. So volatility is going up right now. And so you're going to be volatile, but you can trade on a daily chart and have a look at ATRs over longer time frames or even shorter time frames. You can do everything through settings. There's a few different ways we can use the ATR indicator when we're trading. The first one is to figure out just what the normal volatility of the asset is that you're trading. And that's going to help you out with stop losses if you use those. Right, so we have a very high volatility period here where the ATR is around $10,000 on a weekly basis. All right, so that's very high volatility, and you can see that it went down to the low end, which was, let's say, a $2,000 to $3,000 move on a weekly basis. So much lower volatility here. Now we move up to very high volatility again. So if you expect very high volatility, which we're in a period of, you can see here, then you have to just make sure that your stop losses, if you're trading short term, aren't very tight. So if you're expecting high volatility here, and the price can easily move $5,000 or $10,000 in a week, if you're trading with high leverage or your stop loss is very, very tight, your stop loss is going to be way too tight. Like if your stop loss is $1,000 away from the price, the normal volatility in a week is 10,000. So of course you're going to get liquidated. So this gives you an idea of how much room you have to give your trade to breathe, right? Like how wrong can you be? Because if you get in here and the price falls 8,000, you might think that's a bad trade, but the ATR is telling you that actually that's like normal volatility right now. So it can help us with stop losses. The other thing is it can show us maybe some convergences or divergences with the price. So what we can see here is there was obviously a big bear market here where the price just went down a lot and it went to lows. And you can see that the volatility of the price came down as well, showing that essentially buying pressure and the speculation in the market has just all died down along with the price. But we can definitely see that this is changing here, right? So the volatility is not moving lower again. It's essentially reached a point where the reduction in volatility and the bear market seems to be coming to an end. And the market has said to itself, yeah, like all of that is washed out now and we're going to start building again. And the volatility is actually increasing. So you have this kind of consolidation of volatility actually bottoming out and starting to move up. And that's actually converging with price rises, right? So you have this period here, which is clearly a kind of washing period where the price has moved down, you had a bear market, and that's just not the same anymore, right? So you can look at the ATR and say, okay, so we have this kind of fairly sideways, but it's actually constructive price action after a bear market, and ATR is actually converging with that and telling us that this volatility is actually starting to pick up again. Maybe people are starting to come back into the market again. Another way to use ATR is to use it to figure out if the market is willing to carry on the trend and the rate of the trend. So what I mean by that is at the top of the last Bitcoin bull market, if you're just looking at the price, we hit a high, we came off, and then we hit a new all-time high up here, actually slightly above. So if you're just looking at the price, what you're seeing is a high and then Bitcoin moving back to an all-time high, which is obviously great news for everyone, right? However, if you look at the ATR, you can see a divergence here. You had a very volatile move up in the first move, and then the second move, even though the price went back to the all-time high, the volatility of that price has gone sideways and down. And that's a divergence, right? What that's telling us is the market is unable to sustain the rate of change in this move. And it's telling you that potentially the money's just not there. That often happens where you see the price going higher, but eventually that move will collapse because the rate of change, the money is just not there to sustain that rate of change over time. We should have actually, if we'd carry on this move, gone way higher than that. But the money's just not there, it got overdone, and then you got this collapse. And it happened here again, where what you have is a big volatile move to the upside and the price moving up. But to carry on and continue that rate of change, you need ever more money going into the market to sustain it, because the market cap is moving up. The amount of money moving in has to therefore get exponentially bigger over time to get these same percentage moves. So what you can see is that even though we had a small dump here and then we went up to new all-time highs, you can see that there was a slight divergence in the price where the rate of change has failed. And the rate of change in the price movements is starting to come down, even though the price is moving up. And again, that maybe tells us that there just isn't enough money in the market to sustain the level of the rate move, the move in the price, right? And so you eventually got a collapse here downwards because we can see that there's just not enough money to sustain this pace. So that's the way that you can use ATR to actually give you some more information rather than just a price and help you with your trading. I'll leave a video guide on getting set up on TradingView down in the description. Some deposit and trading bonuses on the exchanges I use. If you want some great deposit bonuses on those, just click those links, sign up, all down in the description below. I'm James, this is MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.